Welcome back to Fox 43 AM Live. They've been weaving their way through Hollywood this past year, and soon you'll see them on Netflix's That 90s Show in the new series Glamorous. Please welcome Damian Terriquez. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you. It's a pleasure. Can't wait to talk about all the shows you're going to be in and stuff you've done in the past. Your career is getting red hot. You dance. You've got your hands in fashion, acting. What is it that drives you?
I think I've always been one of those people that if something comes across my radar that I'm interested in, I've always thought that I could try something. I think it goes back to how I was raised. I've never thought that something would be harder or easier based on who I was or what I wanted to be. And so I figured I might as well try my hand at it. And so far it's been working out.
Yeah, I think so. You got, like you said, you got some nice gigs coming up this year. I'm sure the future is going to be even more for you. And you've become an advocate for trans and non-binary representation in Hollywood. What does that mean to you? What do you want to see happen in the future?
Well, I think advocacy is something that I've always felt like if you have a platform or if you have the ability to help people behind you or, people who might come after you, I think you should. I think it's a social responsibility that we all have. Since I was in high school, I've been volunteering. I used to teach English overseas, and sort of giving back, if that's what we're calling it, has always been a part of my life. Advocacy in Hollywood particularly has been something that I sort of just fell into. I came into contact with the Elizabeth Taylor AIDS Foundation through my birthday somehow. The way it came out was...
You never know how these things unfold, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a very LA thing that just all of a sudden you're in front of someone and they're like, oh, would you like to speak somewhere or do something? And when I was 21, I met them, and that's sort of how I got the ball rolling there. And more recently, because of the shows, now I'm actually able to speak on a platform. So now I work with the Connie Norman Transgender Empowerment Center in LA. And that's what's been going on there.
Absolutely wonderful. And yeah, now that you're doing more shows, you'll be appearing in That 90s Show on Netflix. Were you a fan of the original That 70s Show?
Oh, yeah, of course. I grew up with a single mom, so I would watch a lot of TV growing up since she worked. But the 90s or the 70s show was something that was always on TV with the reruns. So I was such a big fan. And now being able to work with the original cast who came back, and Wilmer specifically was someone that I was really excited to work with just because of all the trailblazing he did in terms of with the original and the Hollywood back then in terms of like Hispanic representation. So that was really exciting and kind of full circle for me to be able to share the screen with him.
And later in the year, you'll also be starring in Netflix's Glamorous. Looking at the cast with Kim Cattrall and several well-known drag queens. Yeah, what can you tell us about that show? It sounds pretty amazing.
Yeah, so Glamorous, the way it was pitched to me was The Devil Wears Prada meets Ugly Betty in the makeup world as opposed to the fashion industry, the way The Devil Wears Prada is. And, we follow our main character, who is played by Miss Benny, and they get the opportunity to work for Kim Cattrall as their second assistant. And, it's sort of we follow the trials and tribulations of playing catch up at work. And the show is very LGBT friendly, but it's not a coming out show. These are people that have already sort of done that part of their life, and they're now just working and falling in love and being in the city. I play Dismal, who takes the main character, played by Miss Benny, under their wing, and I sort of show him and them nightlife and the fun part of New York. So my character is the bouncer at the club, but they're also the MC and the host. I don't necessarily perform, but I get to introduce all the drag queens that do come on the show and see them perform. So I'm the fun friend in the show.
It sounds like a lot of fun. You had me at Devil Wears Prada, honestly. Yeah. I cannot wait to check this show out. And I guess you mentioned it's centered around kind of the makeup world. Did you get any tips of fashion tips or makeup tips while you're on the sets?
Oh, yeah. I was never necessarily, and I didn't know how to do any of it. In the show, I also wear wigs maybe 80% of the time, so I learned a lot about hair. And I learned, first of all, I think the biggest thing was like how to put on mascara. I had never done it before. And I remember my makeup artist was like, okay, if you want, you can do it. And I was like, okay. And I think I did it once. And she was like, that's cute. And then she really teased him out. And I was like, I would have never gotten to that point. But yeah, but now being on the other side, I know how to do makeup now. I know how to slap a wig cap on and do all the things.
Any advice out there for aspiring actors, actresses out there that are kind of trying to find their own voice, find the level that you're achieving now?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing, at least in this part of Hollywood that I'm in now, I think the biggest thing is authenticity. So I think being true to yourself, being the person that you want to be, being the for to use a really well known phrase, be the change you want to see in the world. I don't know how to be anybody besides who I am. And people seem to be liking that. And I just, for anybody who wants to get into it, I think they should remain true to themselves and and really understand where they want to go. Because I think other people are more willing to help you get there if you understand yourself.
Absolutely wonderful. I think that's great advice. Well, Damian, thank you so much for joining us today. This has been a pleasure. And everybody, be sure to see Damian on That 90s Show, premiering on Netflix January 19th. And keep an eye out for Glamorous, also dropping on Netflix later this year. All right, thanks again, Damian.
Thank you so much.